So today I am back to do a video about two things. That is two things. First up is glasses and the second is books. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of a eyeglass haul with glassesusa.com, and then I'm going to get into some of my favorite books that I have read recently. I am a lover of books and I'm a lover of cute glasses, so this is just like a match made in heaven. So sit down, get a cup of coffee, get a cup of tea. We're gonna chat about glasses and books. Kind of like a little nerdy vibe going on, but I'm feeling it. So first up is glasses. I cannot see and I don't wear contacts, but I love to wear glasses because I feel like they kind of just make you look cuter. I don't know. Sometimes when you have no eye makeup on, like throwing on glasses just makes you look instantly pretty. I don't know what it is. It's just an accessory and I love accessories. I have been really into like vintage, like retro kind of frames lately with sunglasses as well as eyeglasses, and glassesusa.com does prescription eyeglasses as well as prescription sunglasses. But anyways, glassesusa.com is so easy to use. I don't like going to my local eye doctor just because I feel like the selection is so small. Like I never find a good pair of frames that I really like, and if I do, they're like, oh, those are for men, or they're like, oh no, those are for babies, and I'm like, oh. So I really love the glassesusa.com website. It's really easy to use. You can upload your prescription onto there. You can pick out frames. You can try on the frames and see how they look on your face. You just upload a picture of yourself and then you can try on literally any frame, and it's actually super accurate. So I have a bunch of different frames to show you guys. A lot of them are super affordable. So a lot of times I go to my eye doctor near me and the frames are outrageously expensive, but this website has high-end frames as well as low-end frames. So if you want a designer frame or if you want like a really affordable one, they have affordable frames as well. They also have a lot of different types of lenses. They're the same kind of quality that we would get at a regular place where they make eyeglasses. So whatever kind of lens you need, thick or thin, bifocal, progressive, they can hook you up. And then the number one thing that I like about them is that it's like a totally risk-free experience. So there's a 100% guarantee. If you don't like it, you send it back. There's free shipping both ways. So if you want to return it, that is free to ship back, as long as it's within like I think a 14-day period. So we could try them out for a few weeks. And they also have 24/7 customer service. So if you have any issues, they are there to help you out. So I think customer service is one of the number one things, and they have it. So now I'm going to show you guys the other frames. This first set of frames is from the Hilary Duff collection, and when I saw that they were collaborating with Hilary Duff, aka Lizzie McGuire, I was so excited because Lizzie McGuire is my childhood. Like I love Lizzie. I feel like I am Lizzie McGuire deep down. So yeah, this is the first pair, probably my favorite. I love the shape, I love the color. It's kind of a tortoise print. It's just everything to me. So now I'm going to show you guys the rest of the frames. So let's do it.
Try to breathe. Call you 7:22 a.m. Love the tone of your voice in the morning. I'm falling in love with you. When the air is thin and the flame is low, I need you more. Send me a light to reach for love.
Okay, so now moving on to the books. I think I have 10 or 11 books. I have them all like on my phone with like little summaries, so like I have like talking points and I'm not just like all over the place. So I'm gonna give you guys like a brief little description of each book, what it's about, and like why I liked it. Also, I don't actually physically have any of my favorite books here because I prefer to read on an electronic device such as my phone. I just like to read in bed and, you know, it's lit up for me, nighttime mode, and I don't have to worry about forgetting my book because I always have my phone on me. So whether I'm traveling or like at the beach or wherever in bed, I don't have to like go find my book because it's just on my phone. So just a little disclaimer, the books that I typically gravitate towards are like kind of like mystery, suspense, fiction novels. I also really enjoy historical fiction from World War II. I don't know, I've always been so fascinated by that whole era. So that's another one, like Holocaust, Nazi, everything that was going on during World War II. Those kind of books always intrigue me. And then the last kind of book is just like more like a easy read, like little love story thrown in there. So I think I have one of those in there as well. So that being said, let me just get started. I have talked about books in favorite videos before, so I wanted to talk about different books. The first book I wanted to talk about is Behind Closed Doors. This is one of like the first ones that I read after like Girl on the Train. So if you like Girl on the Train, you will like the suspense fiction mystery kind of novels that I'm about to mention. So this one is about a couple named Jack and Grace who seem like the perfect married couple. They have like the perfect life, the perfect marriage. So she stays at home and she's kind of like a Stepford wife, like always planning dinner parties, stuff like that. But obviously no couple is perfect. So this book dives in and shows you what really goes on behind closed doors, because nobody's life is that perfect, and it actually gets really, really good. It kind of like slowly unravels like piece by piece, and you just see how bad it really is. So it's actually really good. There are parts that definitely made me cry. When a book makes me cry, it just wins like a place on my shelf. So that one is really good. Another one from that author is called The Breakdown, and this one is about a woman who is driving late at night. She's like down this back road and she sees a woman in a car like pulled over on the side of the road, but she kind of like just keeps driving. She doesn't stop and do anything or tell anybody. And then the next day, all of the news, it's that this woman was killed. So basically the main character is living with the guilt and the regret of not telling anyone. She's still not telling anyone. So all of that starts consuming her life, and she starts becoming super forgetful, and her mother passed away from early onset dementia. So she kind of feels like maybe she's just going crazy. So there's a lot of like little twists in there, but definitely a really good read. Next are two books by the author Karen Slaughter. So these two, I will say, these two are both very graphic novels. So if you're like a little bit queasy, or if you just like don't like reading about certain subjects like sexual violence, some domestic violence in these. So if you're not into that, definitely don't read these two. I also read another one from this author, but I can't remember what it was, and it didn't really make the top list, I guess. So one is called The Good Daughter. So this is about two sisters. They're daughters of a lawyer, and they both grow up to be lawyers, and they were from a really small town, and they suffered a really tragic loss of their mother when they were young. So they grew up living without their mother. So after their mom dies, they kind of go like their separate ways and lead their own lives. One stays in the small town, one goes to a big city. And then a school shooting happens, and one of the daughters is in the building when it happens, and their dad, who is a lawyer, like I said, he takes on that whole case defending the shooter. So it's kind of like a really weird story. Everything is kind of unraveling. You're trying to figure out what's going on with the shooter. You're trying to figure out what is the history between these girls, and it kind of goes between present day and like flashbacks of the past. So that one's really good, but like I said, it's very graphic. So if you're not into graphic details, don't read that one. The other one is called Pretty Girls, and again, this is about two sisters. There was a third sister that they had that disappeared like 20 years ago. They never found out what actually happened to her. So like her other book, these two sisters go on to lead two very different lives. One kind of has like a drug issue and a daughter, and the other one has like this perfect rich husband. So now there's another young girl missing after all these years, and it kind of starts to remind them of their own sister. Then the two sisters sisters are reunited and they start to find out more and more about what happened to their sister, and it's kind of like all connected. And again, it's very, very graphic, but it's also very good. Okay, so next book is called Never Let You Go. So this story is about a mother and daughter who escaped an abusive husband. It kind of goes between present day and flashing back, but it's not like in a confusing way. I know sometimes that can be confusing. So they finally kind of have found a normal life. They're not on the run anymore. And she has like a boyfriend and a business, all this stuff. And then her ex-husband is released from prison, and coincidentally she starts like feeling super paranoid and feels like she's being watched or someone's like been in her house. The ex-husband, he keeps telling her, no, it's not me, it's not me. There's some twists in there, and it definitely is very unexpected and twists. I don't know what else to say, really. The Woman in the Window is the next one. And this is about a woman who suffers a car accident with her family. And then after that, she kind of becomes like a hermit, like a shut-in. Like she's afraid to go outside, afraid to like do anything. So basically, she just stays in her house all day, drinks tons of wine, is always just kind of looking at the neighbors, speculating their lives. Then one day, she sees something tragic happen to a woman in the window. So obviously she tries to tell people and no one believes her because they just think that she's this crazy person who never leaves their house or like does anything. So it's definitely a really good story to see how it unravels and see like her story, and is she really crazy? Did she really see that? Did she not? So that's a really good one. Next is The Secret Mother. This one is about a woman named Tessa, and one day she comes home and finds a little boy in her house, and he keeps asking if she is his mommy. Or mummy. I think that's like a British story or something. Like, are you my mummy? So Tess is no longer a mom. Her children have passed away. So she tells her husband and the police, who then seem to think and question, is she the one who took this kid? Like, did she abduct this child? Or what is the real story? So then it gets all like blown up in the media, and it's starting to like really affect her life, and all she wants to do is clear her name and say, you know, I didn't take this kid. And you gotta just read it to see what really happened. Okay, so the next one is called The Wife Between Us, and I believe this is the last one in that kind of like suspense novel category. So this one is about two women who are connected to a man named Richard. And one is the ex-wife and one is the new fiance. So throughout the book, you're kind of trying to figure out, is this ex-wife just jealous and crazy? Like, what is she doing? Why is she like a stalker, a weird person? Is the new fiance actually happy with this man? So throughout the book, you discover that these two women end up having a lot more in common than you would really think. And slowly, again, you start to see how it all connects, and there's some really big twists in this one. So I definitely would recommend that. That's really good. Okay, so next is the World War II genre. So this book is called Lilac Girls, and like I said, it's a World War II based book, and it's about 3 different women. So each woman has like their own narrative, and you follow each one's path separately. So one is a New York socialite. She used to be an actress, and so now what she does is she sends care packages overseas to France to help orphans. So that's one woman. Another one is a Polish girl. She becomes a courier for the underground resistance. So she's kind of doing secret things that she shouldn't be doing. The other one is a German doctor who takes a position that turns out to be a position at one of Hitler's camps. So she thought she was just going to be like, you know, doing good, but it ends up being one of Hitler's concentration camps for women. So their 3 paths eventually collide into one, and you will see how they're all related and connected. Again, it's very graphic because if you know anything about World War II and like the horror stories that are, you know, based on truth, is very graphic, and you know, you get kind of emotional reading about stuff like that because it really is true stuff that's actually has happened. So that's a really good one. Also, really quickly, I wanted to mention one that I read a while ago, but if you like World War II stories, you'll definitely like The Nightingale, and that's by Kristen Hanna. And that one is about two sisters who live in France when it becomes taken over by the Germans. And one is like a wife and mother, her husband is deployed, and she like has to do whatever she can to, you know, fend for herself and her daughter. And then the other sister, she joins the resistance and does some crazy shit for her country. So, you know, she's like a patriot and she like does whatever she can for her country. So that's another one. I'm also reading The Alice Network right now, which is in the same kind of genre. Please do not ruin the ending for me, else I will find you and I will cry, because why would you ruin the book for me? That's rude. Okay, then one last one is a summer read. I wanted to throw in like a light summer read for you guys. This one is called The Identicals. So again, this one's about two sisters. They are identical twins, hence the name Identicals. So when their parents divorce as children, each child goes with a different parent, and the parents are two very different people. So the twins end up being two very different people. And so the mother is kind of like an uppity, wealthy woman and very strict. And then the father is casual, laid back, chill. One lives on Martha's Vineyard and one lives on Nantucket, which are only like miles apart, but also very two different worlds. So now, many years later, after they're adults, their father passes away. They're forced to reunite and they kind of switch places. So it's kind of like a Lindsay Lohan Parent Trap kind of deal, but it's really good. And it's like a nice, easy, light summer beachy read if you're not into, you know, murder and World War II. If you want something like easy to read, that's a really light, easy one. So those are all of the books that I wanted to recommend to you guys. I read 30 last year in 2017, so I wanted to just kind of pick the ones that I liked the best and the ones that I could really remember what they were actually about, because some I was like looking at the title and I'm like, I don't even remember what this book was about. So I hope you guys found this helpful. If you guys have any book recommendations that are within this realm, or if you have just others that you think I really need to read, then please suggest them to me and maybe I will like review them in a future video. So anyways, I hope you guys liked this video. Again, shout out to Glasses USA for sponsoring this video. Make sure to check out glassesusa.com if you guys are glasses wearers, whether you use them to read a book or not. They're cute. They have so many frames, sunglass frames, literally everything. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.
I'm gonna be honest with you, there's literally nothing in here. I was gonna put coffee or tea in here, but I know me and this video, I have to be talking. I have to be, you know, getting it up. And I know that it would be a waste of a perfectly good cup of coffee or tea. It would just be cold and then I would have to reheat it, and that's just not good. So I'm just keeping it real with you guys that this is friggin' empty. With a dreamy far look, with a nose stuck in a book. Also, wearing fake eyelashes with glasses is not ideal because they keep smashing up against the lens. It's not good. This book I've never read. I just have it in my living room.